All right, hey everybody, it's our BSP call on January 30th. So glad you guys could all make it. I'm here to answer any questions you have. As always, I share some things that are going on right now in our business and things that we're doing to create some success. And I shared last week, you may recall if you were on the call, I shared a little bit about if you want to make more money, you need to make more offers. And I have kind of a follow-up to that, if you will, with the notes on the stuff that I have here in front of me. So let me give you a brief recap in case you missed yesterday, or excuse me, last week, and then I'll kind of let that feed right into what I want to talk to you about today. So what I said briefly last week was that if you want to make more money, it's really not that complicated. You need to make more offers to your audience. And I gave you a couple of examples of that. In December, we did 2 live events at Bestseller Publishing. Plus, of course, as you know, every single day we get applications in. We call them strategy session applications, where people fill out a full application to have a one-on-one call with us. You probably did the exact same thing to become a client of ours. So we do, somewhere in the range of 10 plus calls every single day. I have 2 author development coaches, David and Bob. They're right on the other side of that wall there. And the rest of the team is over on the other side of that wall. And every day they're doing these calls and they're helping people to make a decision whether they want to be a part of BSP or not. Now, besides that, that's kind of these are standard offers that we're running all the time. Besides that, we do other types of offers. Like in December, we did our 2 live events, and those 2 live events accounted for about $250,000 in revenue to BSP, besides our regular every single day ads and strategy session calls. Earlier this month, I shared we did a live kind of start of the year webinar. I always do an end of the year or beginning of the year webinar. On that webinar, I made an offer and said that for this special offer, we would open it up to 10 people. And we had 10 people pay a $1,000 deposit to get started with us. We have refunded 2 of those people because they weren't a good fit for what we do. And the other 8 are getting started, and that amounted to something like $140,000 in revenue to BSP besides our normal revenue. Would we have that revenue had I not done a webinar, had we not made that special offer? No. We would not. Now, maybe a couple of those people would have become clients through our normal processes. But the point being, if you want to make more money, you need to be making more offers. What does that mean? That means using your book to get speaking engagements, putting your book in front of potential clients, putting your book in front of current clients, and then suggesting that they send that book out to friends, family, other people that might be interested in it. In other words, whatever it is that you do, and selling books is not what you do. Whatever it is that you do to make your money, you need to be making offers, whether it be on social media, whether it be on paid advertising, whether it be speaking engagements, whether it be in the public eye. I've already done a podcast this morning, and I have another podcast that I'm doing this afternoon. So constantly I am doing something to keep Bestseller Publishing in the public eye, and you need to do the exact same thing. Now, that's kind of a recap. Let me let that lead into what I wanted to share with you about. I try to know my numbers pretty good at Bestseller Publishing. In other words, how much money we're spending on advertising. In fact, you may remember last week I actually shared my screen. I showed you how much we spent on ads last month, in the month of December. I talked about what our revenue was in the month of December, etc. So we're always looking at these numbers. I've made assumptions about other numbers. In other words, I've gone a certain level of depth, but haven't gone farther. And so over the past couple of weeks, I've been thinking about some of our offerings here at Bestseller Publishing and why some of them seem to do better than others do. And I've been talking to mentors and getting some advice, but I'm not going to go into detail on what those things are. I more want to share with you about numbers. So I decided to do a deep dive into our applications. And again, an application is somebody that answers about 8 different questions about what they're looking for and is scheduling an appointment with us and is wanting to work with us in one way or another. And I've always made an assumption about our applications. You see, about 60% of the clients, of people that become clients of BSP, are people that already have a book. And they're asking us to publish that book, to launch that book and make it a bestseller, to help them get on radio and TV and media, all things that I'm sure you want as well. So roughly 60 to 70% are people that have already had a book, and roughly 30 to 40% of people that have become clients are ones that need a book. So I always assumed that that's how the applications fall out, but I never really looked at it. And this is almost 6 years of doing paid advertising in this way. And so I decided to do a deeper dive. And I was startled by what I found. I actually found that it's the exact opposite of what I expected. 60% of the people that fill out an application with us do not have a book, and they want a book. About 40% of the people that fill out an application with us have a book already, and they want help with their book. Now, again, this, in one sense, this doesn't apply to you at all. What I'm sharing with you is to be careful to make assumptions about your numbers. And so now do the math with me. If 60% of the people that are coming in, and by the way, that's in the last 8 months, over 1,000 applications at a cost of $100,000 to Bestseller Publishing, to me, to my company. 1,000 applications have come in. 60% of all those applications are people that are raising their hand saying, I don't have a book, I want a book. And yet only about 1/3 of our clients are people that are doing a book with us. So what does that tell you? Well, that tells me that there's something wrong with our offer. There's something wrong with the congruency between the number of applications and the actual work that we're doing for people. If 60% of our apps are people that say they want a book, then 60% of our clients should be people that, or roughly, should be people that we're doing a book for, but we're not. So just in the last 4 or 5 days, we are revamping a new offer. Look, I'm not unhappy with how things are going, right? I mean, BSP had a record year last year. We're actually almost 100% above where we were this time last year, meaning January. We've done double what we did last year, and we're a multi-million-dollar company. But it's like there's a problem, right? Dan Kennedy always would say, if you know who Dan Kennedy is, he would have a saying, half of my advertising is working and the other half is not working. The problem is I just don't know which half. Right? And that's kind of our situation. Half of our advertising is working here, but half of it is not working. And doing a deeper dive into our numbers has shown me, okay, I now know what half is not working. And so we've got to do something to reconfigure our offer a little bit to make it more accessible, viable, helpful for the people that are raising their hands. I mean, these are people that are filling out a full application and that are having a one-on-one appointment. And these are serious people. And yet, and too many of them are not moving forward with us. Now we could, and I've done this for years now, right? We could forget this and just blindly move along the way we're moving, right? Because we're making money and people are happy and right. But there's a problem here that we want to solve. And that is that half of our ads aren't working the way they need to. And so really our cost of acquisition is double what it should be. So now I don't have anything to sell you. You're already my clients. So I'm not trying to roll out a new offer on you, but I'm letting you know that if you've had enough contact with your audience, whether it's telephone calls, whether it's webinars that you've done, whether it's speaking engagements, you're collecting data. And at some point, you have in your mind, like I did, like a vision of what you think is going on. And oftentimes you're totally wrong. I was totally wrong. It was like the opposite of what I expected it to be. I was struck by these numbers because we've been doing this for a long time. And so it was painful to me to say, okay, I've got to fix this, because there is a broken element here in my business. And that means that, the people that I care about in my business, my team, my author development coaches who make money based on new clients that come in, they're making less than they should, right? They should be doing better than they are, because they don't have an offer that's congruent with the people that are filling out applications. At the moment, that's the best I can tell you. I'll let you know, as I always do. We're rolling out a new offer probably in the next week or 10 days. I've already met with Randy, who's our operations manager on the other side. I've met with, one of our project managers who's going to head this up. I've met with my author development coaches, because we're going to fix this thing. The point that I'm making is part A, if you will, last week. If you make a lot of offers, then you're going to be making money. If you're not making offers, then you're probably not making money, okay? Because money just doesn't show up unless you have something of value to give it in return for it, okay? So part A is you need to be making offers. That's what I talked about last week. Part B is you then have to analyze the data that you're getting from the offers and how people are responding to the offers. Our company has continued to grow at 50 or 100% a year over the last few years, which is fantastic for a good-sized company. And so when it's growing is the best time to take a good hard look at it and go, what's wrong here? There's something wrong. I felt it. I didn't know. I felt it. When I looked at the data, I realized just the stark contrast. Too many people are leaving not getting what they need from bestseller publishing. So we have to make adjustments in that. So anyway, I hope that makes sense to you guys. I don't know where you are in your business, but you have data that you're collecting. If you're making offers, people are either saying yay or nay to those offers. If everything else is equal, meaning that you have a good image in your community, you have a good platform, you have a good offer, you have a good sales process in place. We have all those things. If all of that is equal and there's still problems like certain products are not selling or certain offers that you're making are not registering with your audience, then okay, all these other things are in place, then there's something wrong with the congruency of my offer to my platform, my marketplace. And that's where you have to make adjustments. I know our sales process works because it works beautifully with our other offers. I know our positioning in the marketplace works because we get droves of leads, more than we can handle. So what is it? It's the product itself that's the problem. There's something that is wrong with the way the way the offer is being received by people. So that's all I have to share with you about that. I want to open it up to any questions you have. Anything that you guys want to ask, obviously it doesn't have to do just with making offers, but that's this is my, I'm the book guy, but I'm the help you make money with book guy. If you want help in writing a coherent sentence and making it grammatically and punctuation correct, then you need to speak to somebody else in my organization. Okay, it's not what I'm here for. You get the idea. So Carl has a question, or maybe it's a statement. If 60% of people want a book in the application, but fewer proportion actually sign up, is that not representative of the hurdle they need to go through? So it's natural people who want to write a book will have a lower sign up with you. Some of the people that want to write a book are just not ready for the commitment. If these people want to write a book and they don't go ahead with you and they go to the competition, then I agree you might have a problem. But if those people simply don't write a book, then that just confirms that writing a book is a huge hurdle. Okay, I agree with that, Carl, but remember, we're a done-for-you service, right? So we're actually ghostwriting it, and we're like holding our clients' hands all the way through the process. So we're removing the hurdle of this is hard and I don't know how to do it. That's completely removed. It is hard. I get that you don't know how to do it. Let us do it for you. That's our offer in essence, right? So if that's our offer and we're removing that hurdle, what if I said to you, we'll do it for $1? would those people move forward? Heck yeah, right? Because they're like, $1, sure, I'll do it for $1, no problem, right? So if we're removing certain hurdles, but other hurdles are still standing, meaning, price, the way it's presented, the amount of work that needs to be done, et cetera, then there's something else in place. And I'm telling you that from my research, it's not that it's hard to do. We already know it's hard to do. I have proven to them that with us doing it for you, we're removing that hurdle. So there's something else in place of that that is causing people not to move forward. Hopefully that makes sense, Carl. But you are right. It is hard to do, but that's why we exist, right? We exist because this is hard to do, and we want to take that load off of people. That's what makes our done for you service, so I think enticing to people, if you will. So again, hopefully that makes sense. So any questions, anybody, anything, any comments or thoughts? I'm here for you. I want to, I always share what's going on in my business right now because this is about helping you to grow in yours and helping you to make money. And you can even do that before your book is completed. So Tracy, do you have your hand up? I don't know if you did that accidentally, but you can, if you have a question specifically, go ahead and type it in the box and I will certainly answer it for you. And I'm also happy to unmute you if it's a longer question. So just type in the chat box. If you put your cursor over the screen and click on chat, then you can type in the chat box and I'll unmute you or happy to answer your question via text too. Bill says, I'm still reaping the benefits of working with Rob and BSP. Thanks so much. Thanks, Bill. That's so cool. I love when you post new stuff that you're doing and places that you're being quoted and your book is being quoted, like U.S. News and World Report and all those cool things. I love that. That stuff is really, really exciting. We're continuing to get awesome media for our clients and building some really cool new media relationships. The media is a funny thing. The bigger media, you need relationships to get in on. And we've been in LA, of course, for our entire existence, but we have always had a hard time getting our clients on LA TV because it's the number 2 market in America outside of New York. And so we're pretty excited because we just booked clients on the biggest TV stations in Los Angeles just in the past 2 weeks. So, I mean, we're just now making inroads there. Anyway, that what you said, Bill, just reminded me of that, which is pretty good. Pretty cool. Julie says, I'm a newbie. I have my book idea solid, but have questions about writing and this program. So, Julie, I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. Do you want me to unmute you? I can do that, and then we can move to any other questions. So let's see here. Hold on one second. I'll unmute you. Okay, Julie, can you hear me?
Yes, wonderful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, so I'm very new at this, and I did speak with David at length, and I spoke with him a couple times. My idea is a little bit different in that what I'm proposing to do is a contributors book, an anthology.
Okay.
People submit life-defining moment stories that have really changed your life. So my idea is a little bit different. I'm going to be contributing some of my own stories, but then I'm also collecting stories from people that have volunteered to share. So mine's a little bit different in terms of the ghostwriting. I don't envision needing that. I need that in terms of probably formatting and all that good, wonderful stuff that I'm brand new. But as far as writing itself,
you're going to have people do it. They're going to be writing their own stories.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what's your question about that?
So this program, obviously there's many, pieces of it that I need, but I believe it can still help me as far as, submission of formatting, design, and all that good stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%. I don't know. We have people on this call that are in all different places, meaning that some have paid for us to do everything. Others have just paid for our coaching and our what we call BSPU. And that's just informative, just information. So I would say, if you need additional services, or if you want questions about the degree of services or ways we can help you, then absolutely just have a call with David. I mean, we're here 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, Pacific time here in Los Angeles. And David could kind of, break down the different things for you to do. The anthology offers are great offers. We do one every single month with Kevin Harrington, and we do hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue on that book anthology offer. So absolutely love that. What I would say about anthologies is that what makes them intriguing to people is that they are leaving it to you to get the book to into the hands of readers, to get the book attention, to make the book a bestseller, etc. What they want to do is hand you their 8 paragraphs or 8 pages or whatever it is, and then you do all the magic. And that's why they write you a check to do this. I assume that they're writing you a check to do that. That's what they do with us anyway. And so, that means that you're going to have to be the one either through our program or through learning it in our program to make the book a bestseller, to get the book in the hands of readers, to make the book a bestseller. And that's what will make, your anthology series even more exciting. Like I guess you don't want to do just one. You want to do multiple of these, right? You want to do another one, another one. So you want to be able to point back to the success of the first one by saying, look how well this first one did. It became a bestseller in 6 categories in 3 different countries. People are raving about it, et cetera, et cetera. Look at all the reviews it got. And so now I'm doing another one, and it's, only going to be whatever, X amount per chapter. And then you'll create some scarcity for people to be excited about it. Does that make sense?
It does. So that's why I'm here. And you guys have programs that can help me when I'm ready through those processes.
100%. Yeah. 100%.
Okay.
Absolutely. We have a lot of, we have, our own experience in doing it ourselves and in doing it for tons of other clients. So yeah, 100%.
Okay. So I'm here.
Yeah. Great. Well, welcome. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Let us know how we can help with anything.
Okay. Thank you.
Cool. You're welcome. All right. I'm going to mute you again. And let's see. Tracy is asking a question, I think. I found that I was uncomfortable and scared to move forward. It took me a long time to realize you had to get uncomfortable and invest in myself. Good. However, since I've chosen to do so, I still feel scared. However, this program's given me the confidence to move forward. Yeah, I mean, thank you for the honesty in that, Tracy. I think you're right about that. I think that is part of the problem, if you will, with our offer. And I won't share any more than that other than to say, and I'll share more with you as I learn more. I mean, literally, this has only been like 5 days of me diving in and researching and trying to figure this out. I didn't even know this was a problem. I just assumed less people wanted a book done than had a book done. And then when I realized it was completely turned on its head, then I realized that we have a problem. So I'll share more as probably in the next 30 to 45 days. I'll have a lot more to share with you on how we overcame it and what we did. But I can tell you this, something has to change because it impacts our overall profitability. And I don't want my author development coaches, nor do I want ads that are being put in front of people that ultimately aren't going to move forward with us, right? We want it to be targeted to people that are going to move forward with us, at least as much as we can control that. And I want them speaking to people that will move forward with us as much as possible too. Otherwise, they're wasting their time. I'm wasting my money on advertising. So we have to make these adjustments to figure that out. I'm not going to share any more with you than that because I don't have any more to share. But I will say that I think what you've said about being scared and confidence to move forward is an issue that everybody faces. And we're going to have to address that in a way to help people to at least a larger percentage move forward with us for our full program. So stay tuned. I'll let you know more as it happens, and I'm here for you guys. So what other questions can I answer for you, and how else can I help? Now would be the time to ask, and if you don't have anything, then that's cool too. And I will move on and go eat a lean cuisine or something delicious like that for lunch. I know it's sad. Issa's like, oh, she physically felt bad for me when I said that. I could tell. Uh, and you should be. I eat so much during the rest of the week. I went to Disneyland yesterday with my wife and my oldest son, who's 17, which is like a real treat for them because I never go. My wife loves Disney. She goes, I don't know, 10 times a year, more than that. And my son goes a good amount too, even though he's 17 and still kind of loves it. But I don't want to go. And so when I go, which is once every 18 months or so, it's like a real treat. And it's just eating garbage the whole time and enjoying it. But man, so now I'm going to pay the price today and I'm going to eat some at least lower calorie garbage. So I don't see any other questions. I'm going to go ahead and jump. You guys are fantastic. Lean cuisine isn't food, Issa says. It really isn't. I agree with you. It isn't. But the office, we always order lunch in for everybody on Monday, and I miss that. So I don't know. Maybe we'll order today too. So you guys are great. Have a great day. Let me know if I can help with anything or the team can. We're here for you. And we'll be back on same bat time, same bat channel next week. See you later.